Los Angeles Rams. Los Angeles Rams. Los Angeles Rams. How does the audio sound? Alright, so I'm beginning a is that
Audio is good still.
they are very top heavy. This team wouldn't be really in need of a rebuild because when you take a first glance at their roster, you see 99 Aaron Donald, 99 Cooper Kupp players. But then when you look at the rest of the roster, it's just mainly like aging vets and bad contracts. And they are in a severe lack. They're severely lacking in youth. So the first thing I did was I went ahead and just cut all of the unnecessary contracts, all of the aging vets with zero bonus. Um, and I do run a particular scheme that I plan on doing with this team. I'm going to be running mainly air raid, so fullback is not going to be of a necessity. I went ahead and infused it about him. He's 92 speed, 93 excel, 92 agility, but I don't understand how he has all of these 90-ish speed attributes, athleticism attributes, but yet he only has 82 change of direction. That doesn't really make any sense to me. If Can somebody elaborate for that? You'd think he'd be at least like 90 change of direction. What's the difference between change of direction and agility? Does anybody know? But also, he has this 75 short route running. He has 75 medium route running, although we're 1 in 12, by the way. I This team is 1 in 12, so obviously a lot of the attributes will be decreased because of their morale is low. But he has short route running, medium route running, and he's only 22 years old, so he has a lot of room for development. His deep route running has a lot to work with. I don't. That's going to be a work in progress. But deep route running isn't more important than short route running and medium route running to me. Release needs some help. I would love to put him at the outside receiver position in an air raid offense, but with that release, I cannot do so. I'm just gonna have to hide him in a slot until I get his release to about, I'd say like 74-ish, and then I'll just move him to the outside so one of these young cats could get a go at it. And Martin Ford right here, he's uh he's sneaky good. It's this 93 change of direction that makes him sneakily good. He has decent route running, short route, medium route, deep route running, and that 72 release that I'm searching for outside receivers. So I may as well just put him at my X immediately. Since we're 1 in 12, I'm not gonna start any of the older players or any of the players that are already good. I'm gonna just let everybody just play decently well. I just need to get XP. My main priority is just getting everybody XP, all of our young guys XP. Give me a second, fellas. Um, so at the tight end position, it's not much to look at, but one thing that I'm gonna do, I found this guy Jacob Harris. He doesn't really strike me as a tight end. He's 6'5", 215, but he's listed at tight end, so I'm just gonna roll with that. He has 90 speed. That's what he brings to the table. In an air raid offense, that's gonna be ridiculous. And you know the tight end position, it's not route running isn't very it's not as important as the receiver position, the route running. Speed is pretty much all that matters at the tight end position and decent run blocking. So I'm just gonna roll with him as the starter. He's 26, so there's not much room for development. Now let's start it with the offensive line. So it's a motley crew, but I'm just starting all of the rookies. We're gonna go to adjust roster real quick so you can have a better look. Now that you have a full view of the roster, so I'm pretty much just gonna start all of the young offensive linemen. Offensive line is a huge weakness on this team. So I'm starting this rookie Gavin Pope, 6'7", 311, 23 years old, uh, 75 pass block, 72 pass block power, 78 finesse. Undisciplined trait, wish that could be a bit better, but he has decent athleticism. He's not gonna get injured. His strength is pretty bad. He really has 79 strength, but we got a coaching upgrade that gives him 83. So what I would like to do is I would like to get him to about 70 overall. Hopefully, not very likely. So if I could get all of these offensive linemen, none of them are actual starters. Let me just drink on some passion fruit real quick. So none of these offensive linemen are actually starters. They're actually all rookies. But what I plan on doing actually, I'm gonna try when free agency comes along. I'm just gonna place all of the remaining cap we have into getting a decent offensive line. But right now, I'm hoping I could just get these guys to backup level. If I get them all to about 68 overall, that would make them great backups for the next season. But this guy right here, Brock Evans, hidden dev, 6'5", 314, 21 years of age. He is a diamond in the rough. Right off the bat, he's a pretty good pass blocker for a 21-year-old. His run blocking is horrendous, but that's going to come with time. And he has good awareness for a rookie. And his athleticism is pretty good too. 66 speed, that's really what you want. But that 71 agility, that is textbook. He can be left on an island. 95 injury, really 91 injury, so I don't have to worry about durability with him. But I'm gonna place him as a focus player. I need him to be a starter next year. So the offensive line, it's in shambles. I'm just gonna bench all of Havenstein. I'm just gonna bench him. There's no point in starting him when we're 1-12. And Matthew Stafford. He's 35 years old. I'm kind of hoping he just retires so I don't have to, so I could free up 74 mil in cap space. If he retires, that would be a blessing. Um, I couldn't find any QB. I went rummaging a lot of other teams' practice squads to find a quarterback I can probably find something in. Couldn't really find one, so we're stuck with Stafford for now. So I'm hoping he retires. Right now, it's looking like we have a top two draft pick. So I don't know what we're going to do with the first round pick. With Cam Akers, it was actually his contract year. So with Cam Akers, it was his contract year. So I went ahead and re-signed him for another 2 years. I'm not really the biggest fan of signing running backs long term. So I went ahead and signed him for another 2 years. He's pretty good. I wish he had better pass blocking. Um, I wish he had better catching because I'm going to be utilizing him in the passing game a lot. But he's a very good player. He's really 87 overall. You could tell we're 1 in 12, so he's taking a -4 overall hit because of the morality. But he's going to be a common fixture in this offense. Tutu Atwell, of course. I'm going to try to develop him. Cooper Cup, Ford. Now, Lyons is a beast. He's a beast. Just got to get his release up. He's 5'9", but he has the aggressive catch trait. So I'm probably not going to be throwing any high balls his way. So I don't know how we're going to be utilizing the aggressive catch for him. He can also kick return as well. And then when we take a look at the defensive side, 32, one or the other. He's 32 years old, so I'm just hoping he doesn't retire on us any moment now. I don't plan on trading him, but I'm not closed off from trading him if the right price does come along. I'm hoping one of these other users would throw me a couple first round picks, but I would like to keep him because he's a Hall of Famer in real life and he's a Hall of Famer in Madden too. What happened here? And the two focus players I'm hyper focused on defensively is this I'm not gonna try not to butcher his name. Uzama. Felix Uzama. He has a lot of potential. He's 21, star dev. The league granted me with a superstar. They granted me with two superstar devs. So I'm going to be using my superstar on him. He has unbelievable potential: 85 speed, 88 excel, 80 strength, 77 finesse. And you look at his traits here: big hitter, bull rush, strip ball, high motor. He's definitely gonna get that superstar dev, and I need to get him. I need to infuse some talent, some young talent on this team, and he's the perfect one to start with. And then there's this Jones fella at defensive tackle, Darren Jones, high motor. That's what your high motor is perfect for defensive line. He has 76 power moves, 74 block shed, and 86 strength. And he's very athletic for an interior defensive lineman. 76 speed. Yeah, so we're gonna use our other superstar on him. So this defensive line is going to be it's going to be reminiscent of the fearsome foursome once I'm done with them. Linebackers are easily the weakest link on this team. There's not much to look for, but I was lucky enough to find McGrone, who is going to be my user. He's 23, he's 6'1", so still some room for potential. But what caught my eye was obviously this 88 speed 91 Excel. He's going to be roaming around the second level like a banshee. I wish his injury wasn't so low though. 75 toughness. I should probably just draft another one, draft a backup because I know he's gonna get injured on me eventually. Um, 82 jumping, rather decent. I just need to. We don't have that many draft picks. We have a high first, obviously. This is actually year 2, week 14, I believe. So the Rams do have a first round pick. The secondary is outside of Jalen Ramsey. It's a one man band. So Jalen Ramsey, and then that's about it, fellas. That's all, folks. Free safety Juan Thornhill. I don't know if we're gonna re-sign him. I wish his zone coverage is a little bit higher, but he does have decent play rec. Kyle Fuller. He scares me. 87 speed, 88 excel. I don't know. Safeties aren't expected to be that fast, but I'm very afraid to have him playing deep third. And Burgess, I plan on moving to corner because he's 24. We just re-signed him to a 3-year deal, and he would, if I move him to corner, he would immediately be the second best corner on the team. Not to mention he's already our slot corner, so he not to mention he already has some tangibles that are reminiscent of a corner anyway. You look at him, 71 zone. You could get by on 71 zone, 75 man. So he has, if I could just get him to 80 man, it'll be fine. I'll never press him though. 56 block shed. He'll probably be able to, he'll be able to handle any bubble screen with 56 block shed. He's not injury prone, high motor, predictable, aggressive, play ball tendency. So I'm going to move him to corner. Kickers and punters, 80, it's whatever. And you look at our draft picks, we have the second overall currently. I think the Jets have the first right now. We have the same record. No, the Jets have the third. I don't remember who has the first. And yep, so I could work with that. So right now, first priority on this team is just fixing the offensive line. Um, we just have to fix the offensive line. That's I want to. The 1-12 Rams. You look at the rest of our division. You have an 8-5 Seahawks, 6-7 Niners, and 4-9 Cardinals. So this division is winnable. It's not like we're in. This division is definitely winnable. I don't know if the last Rams user even really played, but right now 18th in offense, 30th in defense. Wow, that's surprising. And 31st in points allowed. So I'm gonna go to my other rebuild, which was the Lions. So give me a second, guys. I did have the option of taking the Browns in that league, but I didn't really want to take the Browns in that league because me personally, I find fulfillment in playing with bad teams. That way I can rebuild them. Because if I was to take the Browns and I end up winning a ring, it it would there would be an asterisk placed on that ring, because if you win with the Browns, you're not going to get any credit for winning with the Browns because that's what you're supposed to do. They're one of the better teams in the league, arguably the best team in Madden, really. So you're not going to get any credit for winning with the Browns. If you lose with the Browns, though, that that's not going to look too good. So this is my Lions franchise that I rebuilt. It's not a finished rebuild. We're still in year one. But as of right now, I'll just take a look at the roster. Um, Actually, let's go to adjust the lineup real quick. It'll give you a better view of everything. So, as you can see, there's no 90 overall players. When I first got the team, there were Ragnar, our center. Um, I don't remember who it was. We had a couple 80 overall. We had a couple players in the 80s, in the mid 80s. Ragnar was one of them. Um, we had like 380, some mid 80 overall players. We had Ragnar. We had at the time Sewell was 80 overall. Ragnar was mid to high 80s, and we had Swift who was 80 overall as well. Um, and defensively, I don't even remember who we had defensively. Defensively, we didn't have anybody in the 80s. Offensively, our only 80 overall players were DeAndre Swift and Ragnar and Sewell. So what we did, the commissioner gave everybody an X factor. Uh, well, not everybody an X factor. Depending on how bad the team was, it was a tier system. So depending on how bad the team was, uh, there are certain traits that were given. So he luckily gave me a X factor, and I traded for Matt Corral from the Panthers user. At the time, week one he was actually 66 overall. So you see what I've done so far with him. He's 86 morale, so that's increasing his overall +3. He had 90 throw power, so we kept getting upgrade after upgrade because we kept destroying the stat chart. As you can see, this week just now he just passed 3,000 yards. He has uh, he threw five passing touchdowns against the Jaguars this week, and he had a rushing one too. Um, let's just look at week by week. So five passing touchdowns. He had three passing touchdowns the other day. He had four passing touchdowns the week before. He had four passing touchdowns that week before that. Four passing touchdowns the week before that. Another four passing touchdowns the week before that. This is all running the air raid offense. Um, why is this moving so slow? And of course, who everybody came to see, Jameson Williams. He is on a terror this year. 98 speed. He's uh he's a beast. I wish he didn't have the drops pass trait though. That's the only thing that keeps him from reaching his full potential. And as you take a look on, Amon St. Brown is actually really good for us. He's been an amazing possession receiver. And defensively, we were given the X factor. I gave it to this defensive tackle, McNeil. I have been really struggling on the defensive side with this team. It has not been easy. So, high motor, bull rush. So, he has a lot of room for growth. And Okuda has been developing quite nicely. We got him to 80 man, 80 zone. He's been, I think he has like 5 interceptions on the year. But defensively, linebackers have been relatively weak. I've been using Rodriguez. He's been pretty decent for us. Joseph at safety, who's pretty decent. And yeah, Pascal, I'm starting because I like his potential. He's 22, 85 strength, 92 excel. 92 excel, that's crazy, man. He doesn't have much in the way of pass rushing moves because his power moves are relatively low right now. But what keeps him on the field is this 80 block shed right here. And of course, he's not gonna ever get injured, so that's a plus. He's gonna get an upgrade the next game, it looks like. We're probably just gonna head into practice mode with this team in a bit. You'll see right now we got the Lions at 8-4. We're second in our division, and it's a pretty difficult division. We have a 10-2 Vikings team. We actually almost came back. We were down 14 and we almost came back. That's our only loss inside of the division. Um, when you look at our schedule, we have been on a tear the past, I believe, 6 games, 5 to 6 games. We've been So when you look at our schedule, 20, yeah, so it was week 3. We lost to the Vikings 14-20. That was Corral's first start. And when you look at the stat line, we simply could not stop the run. That was the Lions' defense is not easy to play defense. It's not easy to play defense with the Lions. He didn't pass 100 yards. He was 6 of 7 passing. 19 of 28 passing for Corral, 1 touchdown. That was back when he was 66 overall. And we just couldn't stop the run. We just could not stop the run at all. So we got destroyed by the Cowboys, and then that's when our luck changed. We went on an offensive terror. You look at, of course, I missed this Giants game. He just wasn't available to play, so I got the force win. But after that Cowboys loss, we ended up on a terror. We had we just ended up on a terror, 30 offensive terror. We couldn't stop anybody defensively, so I had to place it on the arm of Corral. Uh, Against the Dolphins, 4 touchdowns, 0 picks, 15 of 19, perfect passer rating. We couldn't stop Corral. They couldn't stop Corral, and we couldn't stop Tua. Um, this Green Bay Packers victory. Corral, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick, 131 passer rating. Our defense although they couldn't really stop much, we still managed to get a couple interceptions. And we played the Bears. It was not easy stopping the Bears offense. He put up 400 yards passing. We put up 4 touchdowns and 1 pick, but here's the difference. He threw 4 picks. The Bears, that was a crazy game, man. It was not easy stopping him. I'll post some of these games in some future moment in time. He just couldn't stop anybody. In our most recent game against the Jaguars, Corral had his best game of the season. 5 touchdowns, 0 picks, 158 perfect passer rating, and he only missed 3 passes. Not to mention he also rushed for another one. And Jags user is pretty good. In another league, I believe he made it to the AFC Championship game with the Chargers. Playoff picture for us is looking like it. We have the 6th seed right now, and we have the 6th seed right now. I'm still trying to see if we could get a chance to win the division, but it doesn't look like the Vikings are. The Vikings are pretty much running on all cylinders right now. And as of right now, this is year 1 in this franchise mode. So, as you may know, the Lions also have the Rams' first round pick too. So I'm hoping the Rams just keep losing. So this is our team right now. We don't have a single 90 overall player, but Ragnar is knocking on the door of being one. DeAndre Swift, Amon St. Brown. Does he have any relation to Equanimous St. Brown, I wonder? So yeah, this team, just give him some time. And let's take a look at the stats as of right now. First in passing. So this is Matt Corral, 34 touchdowns, 12 picks, 309 a game, 130 QBR. 12 picks is a little high. We've been trying to run the ball a little bit. And Jameson Williams, he's just been exceptional. He's been exceptional. And it's not like I'm force feeding him. It's just he keeps getting open. So, and defensively, we're not working with much, but we're trying to make it work. Most interceptions. Who has the most interceptions? Deshaun Elliott, most interceptions. Okuda with 5 picks. Kirby Joseph, the rookie, 4 picks. And sacks. We have not been able to get any pressure at all. Hutchinson has 5, and Okwara has 5, and everybody else is just, they're just picnicking. So yeah, those are our 2 rebuilds. You got Lions and the Rams. The Lions are going pretty well. Can't wait to get jump started on this Rams rebuild. But yeah.